Hello, everybody, and welcome. This is March 13th, 2023. I'm so happy to return with Ines from EIBA-Wellness talking. This is our third conversation talking all about not only EIBA Mac, but also EIBA Vita. These are two different types of wellness devices and frequency devices that EIBA-Wellness creates. And Ines is an integral portion of EIBA-Wellness. Like, she's part of the research team, she's part of the development team. It is her brainchild, and she is part of this small company that has developed this from the very, very beginning. So I'm going to start off with a wonderful cartoon that she has sent to me in order to just begin our sharing for today. Hope you can see this on your screen. These are some of the, I know that this is in German, but there's also the English translation that is right underneath all of this. Some of the ways in which you will see this device can help us in our lives, or can help a person in their life. Ines, do you want to read through this, or just have people look at it a little bit?
Yeah, also I want to express that it is not just for the physical well-being, but also for the mental and spiritual well-being. This was important for us to express here, because when the energy in the body, because energy is the key currency in these times, to have sufficient energy and have individual suitable energy based on your awareness level and based on your physical level. And this is a good opportunity to give or to submit and to offer our body these individual frequencies, individual matching frequencies for each application or for each part in our daily life. And as we see here, it gives vitality, but it also creates more harmony. And when I'm inside, when I'm well balanced, I can interact within the community, within certain groups of people, more relaxed and more adapting, or more powerful and auch vitally to defend my opinion. This is also important. Or for kids or for mothers, it's very important to be protected. And there are so many opportunities. We can't mention it here all, but there are just few parts which show that also joy is an important credential in our life that we refer to when our brain status is coherent, is harmonized. Yeah, and I discovered myself, I'm getting very creative and full of ideas, and because the download or the channels are open, and I recommend everybody really to work with the crystals in the head area. This is a fantastic experience.
Beautiful. I love it. Do you want me to, is it a good moment for me to share that image of working with the crystals in the head area? Or because I want you to be telling me, because you sent me these materials of what you would like to share. But if it's a good moment for that share too, I've got that all set right here. This is the other image that Ines sent to me, which I think this is amazing.
Yeah, here you see, you don't need to have all these crystals.
Okay.
But if you have one or two crystals, is okay. Here are the points. Nevertheless, as we can see clearly here, that the crystals are in communication with each other, and they build such a hidden network. And that is, of course, extremely powerful. It's very good for kids who have attention problems, or people who have sleeping disorders, or have burnout symptoms and so on. So it helps very much to balance the brain functions. And what I say, it's not a healing, but it is a support for self-healing. I want to underline this always. And you see the different glands, which are very important to be active, to feel well, because the body is mainly steered by the brain functions, and therefore it's so important to work in these areas. A lot of people start also to work in the areas where you have pain, But however, I recommend, even if you have just one crystal, to work the different points with the different programs. You can't do anything wrong. All the frequencies which are in the crystal, the fixed programs, and as well as the individual programs, they are all contributing to life, supporting life enhancing actions in the brain function, in the body function. So no program will do any harm to you.
Okay. All right. Go back to our faces. Okay. Beautiful. Fantastic. So I would love for you to be in the driver's seat. Where would you like to begin?
Yeah, then let's start with the presentation. When you might be it's good we go back again to the points, to the trigger points of the body, because we are just talking about the points.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So I've got that image up right over here. Let me go to there for you. Great. So that's this. Make sure.
Yeah, this is also very important. When you see here, these are trigger points. And if you like, you can start with the body side opposite the heart area, also on the right body side. And then you can start with one program, for instance, harmony or water structuring or vitality. What kind of program? I speak about the programs then in detail, but here you see the main trigger points. Who is a specialist in acupuncture or in Chinese medicine, these people know very well what these points mean or stand for. And these are the overall trigger points where you reach really not just this area, but you reach you support energetically the whole body. Yeah. And this is just as an idea how you could work with the crystals when you want to do the body energizing in the full context. Yes. After you started with the brain, go on with the body.
Beautiful. How long would you recommend placing that purple round crystal that is, you know, what do you call that? And then how long would that be on any of these trigger points?
Thank you for this wonderful question, because the whole treatment in one program is 10 minutes.
Okay.
And it goes very quickly, you know, just few seconds and you move to the next. So therefore we say it's a quick fix, because in 10 minutes you can cover all these points, and then you have 10 minutes in the head area, 20 minutes if you want. You have the whole well-being well-being opportunity or spa center for home. Yeah.
Amazing. I love it. You want me to go back to our screen?
Mm-hmm.
There we go. There we go. And that's also very doable, like in a person's daily experience. 10 minutes to be able to do this is very people to be able to fit it into their schedule, their busy lives.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of people ask questions, what can I do to support certain let me say imbalances or disbalances in the body. Okay. And therefore I have prepared some examples. But what I really want to express again, you can't do anything wrong, but then you can let me say tailor the way of application very precisely when you work with our recommendations, and I will show this now in the following.
Wonderful. What should I pull up next?
Yeah, I would like to share the screen. And
want me to give you the host permission? You want to share from your computer?
One moment. Yeah.
Good. So you're going to be able to share directly from your computer. There you go. And I'll just tell everyone at home, Ines had a little bit of a desktop computer crash, and so has been dealing with computer issues, but we are moving ahead nonetheless. So all is well. Good.
Okay. Now it should work very well.
Cool. Yeah? We got it. We got it.
You see it? Wonderful.
Yes.
Good. Then let's start. I just have to, because it's not my computer here. Okay. We see here on the left-hand side this is how the device works. In fact, you don't need, you have the power bank with it that we give as a gift. So it works internationally. You don't need even any further connections. But nevertheless, if you want to put it into the socket, you can do it. Then depends which kind of socket you have. But then in this case, you would need a travel adapter. Right now, we send it with the items to the US, and we will see how that works. But for the time being, we think it's wonderful, and we see. Yeah, I would say it's not necessary to have a travel adapter because this is a perfect solution. Yeah.
Right. So I'm just going to clarify for that. So there, for United States people, there's a travel adapter, but that this is also USB charging, and that it has the power bank that you can use as an external battery to be able to take it with you and charge. So that's kind of international, the USB.
Yes. Okay.
Good.
And in the EIBA Mac, as we said before, we combine high and low frequencies, yes, and they work synergistically together, yes, for our increased well-being. And we have to understand that this is not technically or synthetically produced frequencies. They all come out of this natural crystal. And this is a gallium arsenide crystal, which is a very special crystal, which you can't manipulate or influence or override. And this is very good. So you have a full basket of natural frequencies which are available on our planet. And this big buffet of frequencies serves in the best possible way as we know today.
Beautiful. Yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah, now I just have to go down here. Okay, I have to put this a little bit here. So we have 7 programs in the EIBA Mac. You see, we have the German and the English version. The English version you just change by going further here down. There's an arrow then in the second page, and you can determine which language you want to have, and you can have also some special opportunities to create the tones and the voices of the platform. Okay, but this is all self-explanatory. It's not difficult. It's very clear to understand. We have the water structuring program, the scan and transfer program. About scan and transfer, we spoke in the second video of yours, Aurora. This was very, I would say a broad explanation. Then we have the Protect program, Vitality, Immune Boosting, Harmony, and Beautiful Skin. About these, we will talk today more. At first, I want to refer again to this 10 minutes because we don't have much time. A lot of people who are in need of more energy, time is of essence. So in 10 minutes, and this is very important, in 10 minutes, you can give you a quick boost, and you don't need to keep for hours or leave it for hours, except the program Protect. This is something we talk about it later. Or if you want to scan overnight certain and transfer overnight certain frequencies. But then it's not disturbing. We come to this later on. I just want to mention here again how easy it is. You just press either with the stick, what we deliver, the touch pen, or with your hand, you can program the chosen application.
Okay. And I think that 10 minutes is so crucial because you're very right. A lot of people don't have that much time for self-care, exercise, various meditations, and then to add an additional thing on top of it, it's a lot. So it's not burdensome and definitely something that you can fit into your daily wellness schedule of things that people do for their bodies.
Right. And let's start with the most important program, because Aurora, I think that is also your beloved subject to talk about, because water is a magical liquid, and it has a storage capacity. It has a memory capacity. And it is very important to maintain our physical and mental health.
Yes.
It fulfills so many functions in the body. and therefore the quality and is very important for the quality, and that means also the structure is very important for the optimal biological availability of water in all areas in the body. That means the cell, for the cell communication, but also for the brain, for the eyes. Just to remind you, we have in the eyes, we talk about the eyes later on, we have more than 90% water. We have in the brain more than 90% water. And therefore, it's so important that this water is capable of storing the good information, the sunlight, storing the sunlight, storing the good information from our food, etc., etc.
Yes.
Therefore, this is one topic we could talk for hours, but I see that your people or people who visiting this webinar today, they understand very well that the oscillating frequency spectrum of the EIBA Mac of the crystal emitter structures the hexagonal structures the water in a hexagonal manner. It activates and energizes and reinforms the water for the cell compatibility, that the cells can talk nicely to each other. This is very important because the communication and the excregation, these are two ways which have to function properly. I want to also mention here just very quickly the scan and transfer program again. The reference what we have done in the last video, we see that we can do the water structuring with the water structuring program, and then we can individualize the water with the scan and transfer program.
Beautiful.
Good. Then how we do that? Also, the number you see here,
yes,
we have the bottle, a thin carafe. It's important that it is not too thick.
okay.
We talked about last time about this borosilicate class. I come to this in the next foil. But what is very important, at the beginning, you start with the water structuring. You just clip you choose the program, clip the emitter for 5 or 10 minutes based on the quantity you want to structure on the carafe or on the glass, and then you start with the individualization. And if you want to prolong the water structuring, because you have 2 or 3 liters water to structure, then you just have the shaking function. I also showed this last time. You just shake the emitter, and when it blinks again, then you can clip it on the carafe. It's very important to understand where during the blinking the frequencies are transmitted. Except with the scan and transfer program, here it's blinking while you take the information, and then when the information is stored in the crystal, it's not blinking anymore, because then you can leave it for 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, or the whole day, or forever on the crystal, and therefore it's not blinking anymore. So this is the big difference that we understand here, the difference of the light emitting that is coming out of the crystal.
Beautiful.
Then we have the water structuring. I just mention here quick again, because last time people asked what is tritan. You see this tritan is here, this tritan bottle, or here this very thin borosilicate. You know this borosilicate also from laboratory equipment. It's thin, but for you, Aurora, also very important why it's called borosilicate, because the glass contains boron. And therefore it's so fantastic. And boron, it has a lot of other names. I will not talk to this today, but we understand that this is a very special class which supports the transfer of the frequencies.
Yes.
And when we go further here, this is also something what you explained us several times, and I just refer quickly. We have to understand the different opportunities, what the stages of water, and water has one function, and this we see when we have water with certain, let me say, particles into it, which are not wanted, then the hexagonal structure covers it nicely, so that big clusters are existing. And these big clusters take care, and they only are created when you have certain kind of toxins in the water. Then it goes quickly out and will not enter the cell membrane. So this is a protection mode of the water. On the other hand, when the water is clear, when it is clean, so it is before filtered, before you apply the water structuring program. You see here, this is my personal picture from an ice cube, what I took after water structuring. You see here the crystalline, the typical crystalline nature. You see here the crystalline nature and the oxygen, which is here. And this is the so-called water, what goes into, this is the easy water, the EZ water, which goes directly into the cell. So this is wanted, yeah. So the better the water quality is, where you start with, when you have good filtered water, then start with the program, with the water structuring program, and then you get this. And additionally, you can put your own frequencies on top of it. This water is ideally taking up your individual scanned information. Here, and this is a fantastic protection of water when there are too many toxic particles into it. It is so intelligent that it, helps that these particles are quickly excremented, or
right, they come out.
Go out of the body, or in which way ever. Yeah. Also, this is a big difference. And also last time, remember, we talked about vegetables and fruits, and about this opportunity to put the vegetables in water to increase the bioavailability, because also all vegetables and fruits contain water, and you can really, by doing so, increase the taking up of the good particles, or the good information of these kind of food in the body. That means the efficiency of the food is highly increased.
Totally. So for recap, for anyone who didn't see the video number 1, or reminder, Ines showed, like, you take a bowl of water and put your fruits or vegetables that you're going to put into your meal or eat or juice or whatever into the bowl of water. And then do you put the crystal into the water, or do you put it on the outside of the bowl? How do you do the transfer?
When you have a borosilicate thin bowl, what I showed last time, then it's perfect. You can put it outside. And also the good question, Aurora, because we showed also that, to remind people again, that we can also throw the crystal into the water for structuring. So this is also very easy.
Beautiful. And this all helps with bioavailability and absorption and digestion. Literally, the frequency or song of those fruits and vegetables then become more personalized and harmonically available to you as an individual, which I just think is amazing and fantastic.
Thank you. Thank you. Well said.
Really.
Yeah. And thank you for this. And what we also want to refer to, the water structuring, we can also apply directly to the body. Yeah, because when we talk about the eyes, when we talk about certain lymphatic parts in the body, lymphatic parts of the body, then we create already these kind of easy water. And as Pollack, I just referred to his sayings. And this is a quick fix as well, because yes, we drink good water, but sometimes we have not good water available, and then I can detox nicely when I go with the water program over the body, or also in the face. Sometimes we have around the eyes lymphatic stagnation, so we can really work nicely and also to create firmness in the face. We talk about this in the beauty program later, but I really recommend strongly to use the water program as well in the around the eyes and in some lymphatic flow areas.
Let me ask for some clarification, because I know a lot of people, and sometimes me, wake up in the morning with kind of feeling like puffy under the eyes, or like sinuses are blocked up. So what would that look like first thing in the morning if a person wakes up with puffy eyes? How would this EIBA Mac be used?
Yeah, I honestly, I have the same problem. and yeah, and then it's as a number one, if the cushion is too flat, you know, during the night, then a lot of water goes into the eyes. Right. But that's not bad, in fact. But then you should quickly take care of that it flows away through the lymphatic flow. So what I do, I use the water program in the morning, and just for 1 minute, 2 minutes, also this is enough. Put it here on the eyes. We come to this later on, and it cleans the eyes and is good for the eyes and also good for puffiness.
Yeah, good. All right.
It's quick. Also, I really want to say, when you then create a little bit that it flows further down, or you go down here, then with the massage a little bit, finish. It just flows. It has to flow.
Beautiful. And again, 1 minute is like pretty easy for like the daily morning routine of like brushing teeth, putting in contact lenses, doing your clearings. Yes. Good.
I think, however, it's my personal experience.
Yeah.
I don't think when somebody has the EIBA Mac for a longer time, will not need contact lenses or glasses again. But
so that amazing. So Rima is a lovely participant. She's having a little connectivity issue. I sent her the link, but I know that she had questions. So maybe you can just give us a little bit more details about the effects of EIBA Mac on eyesight and eyes. So it can tell us a little bit about that, if you feel comfortable, or if you would prefer.
I come to the eyes again later on, but I just want to answer quickly your question. We have to understand why we get this is, I just come to this, it's my personal discovery. It's not already in the scientific school books, but behind the eyes, a lot of let me say, a lot of toxic waste is stored behind the eyeglass, body. And behind this, and you can, and a lot of cultures, they use also this eye massage, which you can do. But what we can do, when number one, like the window, clear up the glass, the window. How we do this? We do this with the water structuring program, because we have to remember water itself, if it is moving, think about the rivers. When the rivers go in spirals, they clean itself. So the movement of water in a certain, let me say, special frequency cleans up the water itself, and it takes all the remainings with it. So what we can do with the water structuring program around the eyes, that the window is cleared, So this goes away, and this is the first step, that it increases the eyesight, or the recognition of in far distance and clear distance. Beautiful. And I know what I had glasses many years in my life, but I didn't like that at all. And I'm not 100% yet, but I have now around 90% solved, and this is wonderful. And I noticed, of course, that a lot of, let me say, rubbish came out of my eyes, which all over the years was stored behind. And you can also work here, and here in the middle, and underneath, or make the massage. You can also work with the vitality program wonderfully around the eyes, because I don't sleep that much, and because we have so much work to do, and I'm very often have less sleep. And you know what, I for the vitality program, it gives me in the morning also the option to be ready to see, to look out in the world.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Let me also ask you, what was the detox experience like for the, you called it rubbish, came out of your eyes? Was it
Also tears coming out, a
tears?
lot of
Yeah.
tears, and a little bit like a jelly in the morning, you know, you have this kind of jelly.
Yeah.
And sometimes you have also certain kind of, let me say, the remaining stay a little bit. You see that coming here out, and then you have to make a massage, you know, a little bit massage with a good cream. We create our own cream, you know, and do this. Vitamin A, you can put vitamin A on your water and then spray the eyes with this special water, which is upgraded with the vitamin A information. When you have a fresh carrot, you know, scan the fresh carrot, put the spray around the eyes, and this is very good. I mean, you can't do anything wrong with it, and but be patient. It takes time, because what I say, it all has to go through the metabolism here in this area, and this is a very slow moving area. So but it works. Not that quick as other areas. Here this is a little bit slow area, but it has a reason, because you have a certain kind, you have a lot of water here around, you know, and this is wanted. So it takes time to the capillaries, and therefore it's very good to make the massage with the vitality program. Also here around the face, or with the Well Skin program.
Love it.
Ich brauche mal den Emitter, bitte. And then based on this, you will see that everything is improving.
Yeah.
Also I notice it when I'm very tired, you know, then the vitality program in the skin, or the beautiful skin program, when you with the emitter, you know, and it's good to have too. And you work on this here. It's you see this, also this you see quickly. Yeah.
I'm not going, I know you just celebrated a birthday. I will not announce on internet what your birthday is, but I will say that you have beautiful skin and you look fantastic. So what EIBA Mac and your lifestyle, you're doing very beautifully.
I have not a good lifestyle, I have to say.
No, oh my goodness. Okay.
But I'm working to make it better. But what I say, the crystals are a big help for me, for my busy lifestyle, because otherwise I couldn't manage everything. Yeah, let's go again here because I have here the pictures. Also eye pain, eye strain, eye puffiness. Exactly, these are the areas. And you see here, this is a fractal of the water. So when the water is really, and this is done by our program, it really brings it, works here clearly, and this is total cleaning.
I love it. Love it.
And then we come to the second point, which I want to recommend. When you want to have more application points for the eyes and how to treat, then we have on the website the book for download, 40 imbalances with detailed application protocols. Very easy. Underneath is very clearly written how to do this. And we have, for instance, depression. A lot of information is there. These points, you see that, and in the book is explained exactly which programs you do, how long you do that. Or hay fever, here is also something, just as an exception, what you can do beside scanning the pollutants, or scanning the allergens,
Yes.
And then give it on your drinking water, and it helps a lot. Also we know with hay fever, you have to start early to do it.
Before, you mean before the allergy season begins, like you start in winter before spring? Great to know. And also, I know many people who struggle with depression. I think it's amazing that this can help. How about anxiety? Would this exacerbate anxiety or help?
Yes.
Okay.
I ask you, please look at this book, the self-help book. There is, you see 39 imbalances mentioned there. And later on, we will also put the second part and so on, because we have really a lot of experiences collected and which are proven. And so we can really help people for self-help, you know.
Because those two things have slowed down so many people from being able to be their greatness in life. And so to be able to find something that's going to help them in their lives and also not going to be contraindicated by any other prescriptions that they might take or anything like that, like you can do the EIBA-Wellness in conjunction with anything else that they might already be doing for themselves.
Yeah, also I would really recommend that people further in the beginning add it to their daily routine, what they have, what they want for the take-ins, you know. By step they will feel there is an improvement, they feel more energetic, and they should control definitely and go to their doctors or homeopaths or whatsoever and make the checks, and they will see things improve. Yeah. And with the vitality program here, we spoke about, I put this picture here because this is a picture of which is in the EIBA Mac. You see that vitality, you see the oxygen. We were really thinking how to create this, and I have to say my husband was very creative in
I love it.
Expressing bring it to the point, these movements, you know. Here you see the movements of the vitality program.
Beautiful.
And you have here, what does it do? It creates the electricity, the electromagnetic field in the cell membrane, and it goes deep till in the mitochondria after a while, you know, these oscillations. And this produces oxygen, and oxygen is so important to be protected against all kind of, I have again to be careful how to express it. Challenges, let's say the environmental challenges.
In our body, so sorry to interrupt you, the mitochondria that you mentioned is one of the only places in our body where we produce oxygen. And the mitochondria are like these little batteries that are in our cells that do have electrical charge. So this is amazing, because anything that's going to help our mitochondrial function and help our oxygenation is going to help on every level of energy, cell-to-cell metabolism, cell-to-cell communication, and basically our ability to be alive.
Well said. Very well said. Can't make it better. I just refer again, also when we are tired, exhausted, due to the lack of energy, which is a mitochondria problem, then this is the oxygen supply and the circulation. It's very important, and we don't move so much. People who sit long time on the PC during the day, you know, like me also. We need this vitality program instead of drinking coffee, you know, better.
That's a big one. And if you add up how many Starbucks or how many coffees, you know, at the coffee shop, it really adds up over the day, I'm telling you, and over the week. So to be able to do something that's coffee depletes us, but that this EIBA Mac can really recharge us on a real level, not just the artificial jolt of having a cup of coffee.
You can have coffee, of course, but additionally, then you drink less, you know, and you should not, I think we should not cut ourselves off the good life, but give the body some extra credentials.
Really good.
Also, vitality program is very good for sports people. It's very, we have a lot of people really who do professional sport who use it, and they are very happy with it, because as you know, when there's more oxygen in the body, the performance is better. Overall performance and endurance is better. Also, when we have, some people have problems with the tummy, and have permanent certain kind of pressure, or they have gases and so on. So this helps a lot, that the bowel movement and the yeah, let me say, the cleansing of the intestine takes place, you know, then because when we don't move enough and don't do enough sports, we have to do flying rainbow lasagna. This is your program. It's fantastic, by the way. I like that, you know, because it helps us, your movements. I like it.
Good, beautiful.
Okay. Additionally, you can work on the tummy with it. Also, it does a good job.
Yeah.
What I also recommend, what we said in the morning, quickly, when you are too tired, had long night, quickly on the pulse area.
Okay.
You know, vitality that pushes the oxygen through the body quickly.
Okay.
Yeah. But when you do the scan and transfer, you should always start with scan and transfer and then vitality, because when you when you start with vitality, the body is already in a very good mode. And when you then start scan and transfer, the crystal says, the condition is very good. I don't need to add, you know. So that is important to sometimes reconsider.
Great. And I love being able to apply this to athletes. Like if you have a disease or an imbalance, of course, we want to improve our lives. But also if you're already doing great, but you're interested in peak performance and even doing better, that this is also something that's a tool for being able to reach your greatness.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, vitality, we can also use, therefore, I said in the beginning, we can't do anything wrong. Good. When we talk about the pineal gland. Yeah. You know, sometimes we talk about calcification of the pineal gland. Yeah. Imagine you exhaust oxygen and vibration. Right. Yeah, it's fantastic. It's really fantastic. In this way, I'm also happy to, and also my husband, we are very happy, because the funny thing was today, he uses this program also very often, and he told me, Ines, there's something wrong today. I don't know what is wrong, but I know something is wrong. And he was just imagining being in contact with you, saying, with the timing, there's something wrong with the timing. But I was so much busy with my things, so I did not get the message. But he got it from the field that there is something. And then he looked in my mail and he said, oh, so normally he doesn't look in my mail because you send it on my private mail. Yes. So he was just getting this impulse today. This is the evidence that we are really all connected so nicely. Yes. And when the pineal gland is active, it protects you in any, but you talk about this better than me. I just want to add here, we have here, when you work on these areas with the vitality program, anti-aging, for asthma, breathing problems, and all the other points which are mentioned here, you can have this in the self-help book. Yeah, it's written. What do you do? There is just a selection out of this 39, but there are so many options how you can use the vitality program. Amazing. And yes, I love that it augments or increases or helps our natural telepathy, and that your husband was able to get the telepathy from me. And then also just a blanket apology to anyone who was affected today by time change in the United States over the weekend. They changed the clocks. This might have changed all of our meetings, so don't worry. And if anyone is catching this in the archive, if you weren't able to tune in live, don't worry. We understand. Yes. Thank you. And when we talk about the program immune boosting, you see, nothing, you are protected. You have a shield around you, but in this way, it's not the shield what puts you away from frequencies in general, but certain frequencies which are below a certain level will not reach you. Yeah. And to say it easy, and when you are overworked, we know you have emotional conflicts or climatical changes, right? Or you do too much exercise, you know, right. All these problems work negatively on our immune response. Yes. And weakens it. And therefore it's so important that from time to time we push, or let me say not push, we support the B, the T cells and the macrophages to grow or to diversify and to increase their quantity, getting more children, yeah?
Right.
Because the immune system, it's very often misunderstood. I should put here another picture. The immune system is in the whole body, not just in the intestine. And therefore, a lot of people have too less immune cells. When we check people here with our other devices, we see that there is a lack of immune cells. The defense system of the normal human being is over the last years went down dramatically. So we need the information or the let me say a certain obligation, or we have to push the immune cells to work better, more intensively, yeah, and
yes.
Yeah, this is in fact a stimulus that we give to the system, and to activate the immune response in a good way.
I think that is absolutely
very important.
One of the most important things we can do for ourselves, everything to create healthy immune system, including microbiome in your intestines. But like you're saying, that also includes everything throughout our whole body, and whatever has been going on over the past 3 years globally in terms of pandemic, but even beyond that, in terms of just how we interact in the world. There are always all of these infectious diseases that are going around, and to be able to live well, even if you're around other people who might be struggling with, something communicable.
Yes, it's a question of the quantity of and the quality of the immune system and the immune cells. This is something what we can do from our side. Beside, of course, there are other measures which can easily add to this, but this is a basic condition, that we have the physicality in a good shape.
Yeah, exactly. So basically strengthening yourself, making yourself a place where unwelcome pathogens cannot live inside of you. And that's, I think, the best approach to everything that we need to do in the world, spiritually and physically.
Right. And it's easy, with the, as you can see, with the, here with the arm wrap, you can easily put during the day when you meet people, you want to see your grandmother and she's in the hospital, and there is an environment which is full of germs and all of that, then wear it and have the vitality program permanently, so the body knows, wow, here's a challenge coming up, and you can you don't need the base station, you just shake it again, and you have 30 minutes. Instead of 10 minutes, you shake it and you can repeat it, and you have 30-40 minutes immune response, full immune response. Yeah, the body is alerted, let me say it like this.
Beautiful, well said, beautiful.
And yes, and you also, water structuring is good, because the information goes then nicely, is transmitted quickly, because from the blood, it goes then quickly through all the body. When you put a little bit of, and you have not enough water, then you put quickly the water structuring program after the 10 minutes. Wow, you have it. And when you come in the evening home and you think, oh, something in my, here, I feel a little bit in my tonsils here, then you make scan and transfer. And as we said, some people might not like it, but you just spit on it quickly, put it on your water glass for just 5 minutes, and and you have your own immune water, your vitality water.
So because EIBA Mac will basically determine what you do not have enough of in terms of your frequency, and then be able to make available to you those frequencies by putting it into your water. So that's it, whatever, that's the purpose for the saliva on there. You're giving it a little bio sample so that it can tell, like, what do you need? And then it will be able to customize what it needs, what you need personally.
Just if you feel there is something coming up, then instead of just sneezing and throwing it away, scan it.
Got it. Oh, I love that. Like, save that Kleenex tissue. We need that.
I can really tell you it works very, very well, because and it's quick, and we have even seen it in kindergartens when one child is sick,
I'm telling you, when you told me about this immune, I know so many people, like both preschool teachers and parents, because the children always go to school. Every kindergartner has sniffles and coughing, and they all pass the sneezes to everyone else. And little children don't know how to wash their hands and blow their noses and everything like that. So every little kid is full of germs. And then they bring it home to their parents. How amazing would it be if you could put on this thing and go to daycare and make sure like you're not going to come home with the sneezing and the sniffles too? I think everybody would have a more peaceful household. My little neighbors next door are definitely struggling with this. Their children always have.
And when you see that one child in the family is sick, let the kid scan the saliva or scan the nose secret,
Yes.
and transfer it on the water and let each family member drink it. Then it shows the body knows, in a soft way, it's harmonized. They will not get sick. No, because it's harmonized. But the body knows exactly which frequency he has to strengthen, or he gets it through the crystal. Both ways will function. Either you have it or you get it. And this is so amazing. This is also, I think in these time when you don't know if you have a doctor close by, or if you are allergic against certain kind of medicaments. So it's really a very, very powerful help for as a preparation for those times when you don't reach the doctor quickly.
Right. Beautiful, beautiful. I think that would make so many families like more peaceful and harmonious, because otherwise it's like, oh no, like this kid is sick. And then we know this kid's going to get sick. And then we know mom and dad are going to get sick. And that's like a month. And then everybody gets better, but then you go back to kindergarten and then everybody gets the next disease. Very, very it's a struggle to be constantly someone in the household always being sick.
And I just repeat again, we create by this triggering the body's immune response capability. We build it up. We build what you say, Aurora, the muscles,
That's right. Yes.
Yeah, so fine. Okay, also you see this program, it was for me very important to refer to it. And you have here also some other sinusitis, and it's all in the book, in the self-help book. How you do it exactly, because people ask us, we always explained it, but then they said, no, we want to have a list, we want to have it easy, so we put it together.
Good, good. And I see tinnitus on that list, because I also know tinnitus, when it's untreated, like for some people, that just like really harms their quality of life, like concentration and their capacity to do what they do in the world and share their gifts and be their greatest version of self. So if this can help people with tinnitus, I think that would also be just a huge gift to humanity.
Yeah, it works. What to say? I had tinnitus as well. Yeah, because when you work that much, and it's all, the whole head is wow, Then, but it's didn't come back. Also, I treated that nicely. It took a little bit time, also approximately 2 months. But then it was gone.
Awesome. And that's also good to know. It might take a little bit of time, not a light switch of immediate. But to keep working with it.
Yes, because it's very often, it's also inflammation in the brain parts, in some brain parts, so nevertheless, bacteria, certain kind of bacteria, it has less to do with the ear itself. But what you can do also, what I did then, of course, instead the intelligence cross, you don't do it here. Here.
Okay, all right. Okay.
And that works very well with certain programs which are mentioned in the book.
Beautiful.
What I always say, it's not always one program. You have sometimes to play with the programs a little bit, to change, also to give certain triggers from different sides,
Right.
Yeah. This is very important, because I like this for myself also. I sometimes, when you travel a lot, you might get certain stomach problems and so on. And these here are 2 points, just as an example, which you can work with vitality, but you also with the immune strengthening. And just when you read here, how many effects these points have, when we started in the beginning about talking about trigger points, when you see how positive these points, what else you can influence with it. Okay, I go further.
Yes, please.
Yeah, again, 10 minutes a day for your goals. Yeah,
Doable.
doable. And the program Harmony, wow, this is also fantastic.
Tell us
Yeah,
about this. Yeah.
yeah. So Harmony is a program when we are, let me say, completely out of balance mentally, mainly mentally. Yeah, and we have a lot of stress, or we have headache, which is not related to tummy issues. The body and the load of information is too high. We can't sleep, and we feel committed, and we have a certain kind of pressure. Also this lasting overload of information and pressure. Then Harmony is needed. And this Harmony program is really, as you know, the crystals oscillating permanently, you know. And sometimes when we have an excessive boost of sun plasma, and at the same time we have the changes in the magnetic field of the Earth, then people get really out of balance easily. And even very, very let me say, spiritually advanced people, or especially, I would say, yeah, yeah. And then the Harmony program gives you this inner stability again.
Yeah.
And it has also an overall effect on the relaxation of the muscles and of the brain area very much. And therefore a lot of people use it also in the night, yeah, when they go to bed and can't sleep, or also during the day, when also I put it sometimes on when I read bad messages from the global activities, then I said, then I'm so angry and I can't stop that. So I quickly take the Harmony program, and then it's whooshed away, because we don't want to sit with this anger. You know, and don't want to, we don't allow that this goes deep into our cell.
So
and
that's a beautiful response. Yeah, that's a beautiful response to being able, when you see things that are distressing in the world or in your family, to be able to go to this, use the Harmony
program. In your own
program.
little world, you know, then this is because the Harmony program is a combination of fixed frequencies, but it has also an individual accent to it. It's let me say 80% is fixed frequency, 20% is individual, you know. So but these 20% it has an impact. It has a tremendous impact based on your you see, let me say, anger, or to be furious, or to have concentration problems or whatsoever. These are different frequencies, as you know. And based on this, we need this 20% to tailor a little bit the frequency mix. And that goes, therefore, it's a highly advanced program. It's not just the Schumann frequency. No. Much more into it. And I have to say, the guy who advised us for this program, as which frequencies we have to build in, he is well-known PhD professor, doctor, and he was a member of the the EU Mars 500 program. So they know from people in the space, the astronauts, they have so many frequencies around, they get completely mad. And they use these kind of frequency mix from the crystal to balance the astronauts. And therefore I say this, it sounds easy, but this is highly sophisticated. We talk here about space. I cannot talk about medicine, but I just say this is the based on experiences in the space research.
Right. So, and also because this is for being able to help someone who has sleep problems, like sleep is so essential for physical well-being, ability to repair our bodies and detoxify and digest foods and wake up feeling well rested, and emotional stability. When people can't sleep effectively, it destabilizes their whole body. So if and their whole lives. So if this is something, Harmony program, that makes it possible for people to be able to release their cares and worries, actually get good restful sleep, actually have the healing that happens when we experience sleep naturally, that is an amazing thing.
I also want to say, when you are really having chronic diseases,
yeah,
you should at first start for 1 week just with the Harmony program. This is our experience. Don't do anything else. Just completely go into this receptive mode of good frequencies, you know. It balances it fantastic, the body, to make it ready for the other applications. And it's sometimes with this Canon transfer, it's sometimes hefty, you know, when you hefty in such a way that you detox, when you really do it properly and have all your 2-3 liters water with individually vitalized water, you have the detox facility that you have to go to the toilet very often.
But we want these things to flow out, so that is positive. So that might be what you say initially. If a person starts to do this intensive work with themselves, they might have some of like excretions and things coming out because it's what the body needs to release.
Right. This is a picture what Patricia sent to me from her cat Paplucito. I was allowed to show it, and the cat is sometimes, you know, likes the Harmony program.
And I'll tell you just briefly about her cat. So her cat is a rescue or an adopted cat that had a lot of health issues, a lot of emotional issues before she adopted it. And the fact that she could sense the cat was in distress, and she put this on the belly and then came back and found this cat like laying there feeling so happy and so peaceful. That is amazing. Like, cats are incredibly energy sensitive, and it just shows like how effective this is, transformative for her little cat to be so peaceful and calm and snuggly and, you know, happy in that way.
And what we said also for horses, for all dogs, all animals, they feel it, they like it. And what I say here again shows that we don't use artificial frequencies, because when we technically use artificial frequencies, it might be good for humans, but not for animals, you know. So when we have these crystals which have encompass the whole spectrum of the earthworm development, so the animals and the plants is a part of it. And what we talked about last time also, you can use not only the water structuring, but also the Harmony program very well when you water your seeds before you plant it, you know, or before you set it for sprouting. So therefore, this is also a very secret key to reach very deep the cell arrangements. You know, we talked about this last time.
Totally. So, okay, here the cat just has the little crystal emitter on its belly. But if we were going to work with a horse, would you put the actual crystal on the horse? Would you put it in?
Yes,
put it up here?
Beside the ears, beside the ears here, and just 2-3 minutes, enough.
Yeah. So that's pretty doable to be able to hold that.
Just do it with the horse around here. Just move it, or you can with the Harmony program go along the body
on their flank.
And they love it. Also, I know it from some people. They wanted to send us also a video. You see this really with the horse, how the horse is.
Because so horses, both behaviorally in terms of their training and their emotional responses and their emotions, like horses are hugely emotional. People spend a lot of time, a lot of energy, and go to the vet a lot in being able to help their horses not be afraid, not be reactive, not be distressed, and to be able to be in their training and to be able to be healthy. And also horses have a lot of digestive issues that are also based on their stress levels. And I think it's amazing, like if someone had access to EIBA Mac and they were able to use it to help their horse, they're empowered to directly help their own animal, and then saving so much at not having to go to the vet or have the vet come all of these times, because that is also like a huge burden for, you know, being able to try to help your animal.
Right. Also this is really this is a good thing of the crystal, that it works very well for plants, for horse, for all life forms.
That's
And also somebody there was a little bird also, helped a little bird. It couldn't fly anymore, fell out of the nest, yeah.
yes.
And had also with the crystal, just a little with the harmony program, just went over again and again. And the bird is still with this, also is flying, but now it became a house bird.
I love it. So it's a rescue. So it's not in the wild,
Yes.
but it survived. Beautiful story of rescuing an animal. I love
Yeah. Yeah, we should collect all the information, but sometimes people just call and say something, and we say, "Oh, did you do a video or did you do a documentation?" Yes, also some people love to do it, but we have to include we collect permanently feedbacks, and that helps us a lot also to recommend the experiences, what other people have
right.
found out, yeah, because we don't know everything ourselves. We just depend on the feedbacks of
Oh,
the
yes.
users.
I have a quick question for you, and I apology for interrupting the flow of your presentation. About for how many years has EIBA Mac been available to people commercially? Like for about how long?
Commercially only now just 2 years.
Okay, yeah.
And it was available already in the space program,
Right.
and also in Russia and some parts of the private doctors also in the US, but they used other crystals.
Okay.
But some base, the previous crystals,
Yeah.
and they had similar programming, but not the best crystals. And the crystals, after a while, they were damaged, and so they didn't continue the production because, yeah, I don't know why, what was the problem. And there were cables on the machines and all of that. It was a little bit difficult, but in the space research, they used already our crystals here, but it was not yet officially for public use.
Yeah.
And we started to say, we want to do that. We have the people around us assisting us, and partially they are now available to give us some or tell us certain secrets, not all, but they have contributed a lot in this research team. And yeah, and they at first, of course, they all built their own machines, and we built our own machines for ourselves to help us. And then step by step, we said, it's so good. And then people called and said, we want to have this, we want to have this. And we started to make it slowly open up commercially. But what I said, we are not a huge company, we are small, and we have no mass production because the crystals are also limited, I have to say so.
Yeah.
And it's not, we cannot rescue the whole world. Unfortunately, I would love to, but as you know, certain raw materials are not in big quantities available. But who finds us and who wants to have us will find a way. We make to help in these times. But I think in future, what we also we are permanently considering and thinking also, we will further work with frequencies, and as long as we have the crystals, we are very happy to be able to offer this to mankind. Really, Aurora, it's something very rare and special.
It really is. So I'm certain that the right people will find this information. The right people will be divinely guided to whether it's, something that's for them. So, and I completely understand, like if there's a limited amount of availability of these particular type of crystals in the world, that, it's just something that that's just a fact of life.
Yeah, then there are other opportunities for frequencies are available, and that's okay. For they produce it synthetically, they produce the parts technologically, also the crystal basements. You can use other crystals, yes, but they have not the same opportunity, the same potential. And what the other crystals, you can, in a certain way, I have to use this word, manipulate and change, and this one not. And this was for us a big plus. because we said you can't just transfer good things, nothing, you can't misuse it.
That's one of the most amazing things about it. Yes, there's no dark side, there's no misappropriation, there's no concern about any of this, really only positive. So that's just also an amazing achievement.
And it's a wonder why these crystals are so untouchable. It's a gift of nature, yeah. But we are very happy to have the opportunity to use this. Beautiful. Yeah. And you feel it. I think when people who feel differences, yes, there are crystals, other crystals, I don't want to make them small, but they can take up negative influences. Okay. And this is when you don't clean it properly, and how you should clean it all the time, and how you know that there's nothing left, you know, so you don't have this problem. And therefore it's a family device. For instance, Canon Trans, as soon as I put a new program on it, the old information is completely gone. Yeah, it's overwritten. And so so the crystal itself, it's what I said, these two chambers, you know, the comparison always from the big basket, what is there, what goes out, but this key is never touched and never changed, the base key of the crystal.
Right. Amazing. Thank you.
Yeah. And here we have the, here again the third eye. I mean, your Sholas and students, they know all about it, but here you see also for dizziness, you know, and headache, it's very important to work on these areas, not just for spiritual well-being or spiritual growth, but also for protection from wrong, let me say, overriding or manipulation. Yeah. Right. And sometimes you are in fields where a certain information is in the field, and then you should either work the protect program, or when you go home, then clear up the field.
Yeah.
And now something for the ladies. Beautiful skin program. This was a must, of course. This was my personal wish to have something like this. And I don't have any tattoo, but a lot of people have this, and they have then problems with it. Okay. Apart from the signage, which is there, I'm sometimes wondering if people know what they do. Nevertheless, they after shaving or epilation, or you have skin rashes, or you have certain kind of, you have acne, or you have swellings, inflammation, and so on. Also, or insect bites. This is exciting, because we had I have even the pictures. There was a lady, there was an insect biting her, and the whole it was the knee and the leg, the whole knee became completely red and thick. Wow. I don't know what kind of insect it was. She couldn't even walk. Wow. She had so much pain, but she had the EIBA Mac. She was on vacation. She had the EIBA Mac. She said, Ines, you can't imagine. I bought that beautiful skin program, and I just make the massage with it. And she said 2-3 days it took. So hefty it was. But then after these days, completely gone. And wonderful. She didn't need to take any injections or any other things. So this is really, also for insect bites, for kids especially,
I was just about to ask, because children always get rashes and you don't know what it is. You don't know if it's because they ate a strawberry lollipop or got a spider bite or whatever it is. So if this is safe and effective and you can use it on children, I think that would be amazing for parents to have.
I love it when you tell them. And what I say additionally, make a spray, then even when you have acne or something, create an own spray with your information. You take the information from the skin where you have the problem, and then put it on water, transfer it with the scan and transfer program, and spray it. Yeah, spray it in the face. Right. And that is wonderful. And we have also, gibst du mir mal bitte das? Dankeschön. And we have also made something, this is a special edition. We
Yeah.
also have not much of it, but I liked it so much because I thought for some people it might be important. It is a plant collagen, and it's very nice for the skin. And then you put this after washing. Men and women can take it also around the eyes,
Right.
and then you massage, and it creates certain kind of firmness, and in a natural way. It's all natural. It's nothing chemical.
Yes.
And yeah.
That sounds amazing.
You don't need just few drops, not much, just a little bit. No?
Right. Hydration, anti-aging. And I think that our guys in our life, I think that women want to look good too. I think guys want to look good too. So I think that they probably want to take care of their skin as well.
Yeah, it really has a good effect, but it's natural. It has no chemistry into it. And what I say, it goes with the frequencies and with the water program, also Beautiful Skin program. It, you know, you can do the muscle testing, or not testing, muscle exercises. You can do a lot with the face, you know, but you can also work with the crystal. It's the oscillation, the vibration, you know, it makes that you don't, you know, that the face is not start to hang.
That's right. It's a natural uplift. Totally. We all, at a certain age, all want uplift, right? Yes, yes. So that's beautiful. Beautiful.
Also here, you know, a lot of women, they think they have to make some operation, you know, you keep that here also. And what I say, it strengthens the muscles, the face muscles.
Yeah, so that's really something to think about, like for someone who is considering some kind of injections, fillers, or cosmetic procedure, maybe before trying that, which is kind of invasive, to try something like EIBA Mac, which is totally non-invasive, very supportive of our body's natural healing capacities, and something that you can do at home. Like, you do not have to go to a salon doctor or any of these, you know, special people that you know, inject things into people's faces. Like, you just help yourself, and then you would be able to be empowered and take care of yourself at home.
And you never know what kind of nano stuff is in all these fillers, you know.
Seriously,
you never know.
Seriously. I don't have any of them myself. I don't want to cast aspersions if anybody's done that for themselves, but I think that there are questions about like the lingering health effects, and a lot of people end up having their fillers dissolved and things like that. So if people are hoping to avoid it or get out of it if they've already done it, then yeah, I think I mean, I would go to EIBA Mac and crystal frequencies first before I would go to injections and more longer term procedures.
Right, and inner beauty is anyway reflected outside.
Yeah, I'm big on that. Eating, great hydration, great structured water, joy and vitality in our lives, and that is what gives us these levels of inner beauty, even more than microderma, abrasion, Botox, other things like that. You know what I'm talking about. I'm with you all the way, Ines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Toxic. Yeah.
I'm just, again, no offense if anybody has done that or has family members that's done that. I've never done that, and I just wouldn't want to do that to my body.
Yeah, and at the end, yeah, we talked about these things. You can leave it on certain areas also here. What is very good, you know, for a lot of women forget that this is also part of the body, you know, not just the face.
This area here.
You know?
Yeah.
And yeah, you can leave it there also for a while, and nobody sees it during the day. Keep it there. You do something for your beauty. You don't need to do anything with it, you know, just get a certain support here in this area.
So I see your note there about if there's an open wound, not to put the crystal on the wound, but only next to the wound. How are we affecting wound healing with this?
Yeah, because Beautiful Skin is supporting healing, and calming down. So when you have, for instance, a wound, with what was recently, yeah, there was somebody who cut the finger with the knife, you know. And as long as blood is floating, you should not go directly with the emitter on it.
Yes.
Or you have disinfected it before. But if you have an open wound, you should disinfect with alcohol or what you have, you know. Good. And but the other way around, just go around and show wherever you have the cut, to go around. And then the frequencies go to this area, and you have a very quick healing. Also this I noticed myself, because I'm always also in the kitchen very active, my husband too, and then there are certain things, and you cut yourself or do something. And this is really a quick healer. You see, then with this program, you see, when the body has the right information, how quick the body can act.
That's right. That's right. Now, let me also ask you, let's say I know someone who had a hip replacement recently. Do you think it would be okay to use EIBA Mac, or is there an issue with the metal implants of having like a hip replacement, a knee replacement, something like that in their life?
No, with the EIBA Mac not, but with the EIBA Vita.
Okay.
But what we have to say, when they have certain kind of metal implants, then the efficiency of the crystal is slightly decreased in these areas, because metals block in a certain way. Got it. Yeah, and around this area, then there is, but all the other parts work fine, but this area will not take then all the frequencies which are delivered, because the response is not, also the give and take is not in harmony because of this artificial part in the body. But that doesn't matter, because you have all over, you make it around, and you are, as long as you are not full of metal.
That's important stuff. And then also some people might have a pacemaker or something like that. So EIBA Mac is safe, but EIBA Vita, we would want to stay away.
EIBA Vita with pacemaker problem, we would not recommend. And also, if you are, this is also with the EIBA Mac, when you are pregnant, we say that there's nothing to say against this, but from the official side, we have to say, frequencies while you are pregnant, you should avoid. But on the head, when you are a headache or something, or you feel dizzy and beautiful skin and all of this, not a problem. But what I say with scan and transfer, which is very powerful, you be a little bit careful while you are pregnant. But what is very important for pregnant women, I would say, is the Protect program.
Okay. All right. Really good to know. Any other conditions, like if a person had cancer or something like that, like is it safe to use EIBA Mac if you have cancer?
In the opposite, very helpful. Also
helpful for cancer. Okay, good.
It supports the immune system very much, with the immune, because cancer, you need a strong immune system. And a lot of well-known doctors in the world say, with cancer, the first treatment is to do all measures which support the immune system. And this is physical and mental.
Good.
And therefore, EIBA Mac is very helpful for these conditions.
Thank you for those.
Among with other measures, what you have to do in this situation.
And so,
but an add-on, very, very good.
So EIBA Mac would be a good adjunct or an add-on therapy to whatever people are already doing for themselves with their doctor and under their supervision to be able to treat cancer, but it's something that would not be contraindicated. So you could safely use this along with all the other things that people would do for their health.
For instance, there are certain researches when a doctor found out that when you have a certain kind of cancer, that it shows with the EEG in the head in some areas, and based on these areas, you can definitely translate what kind of cancer or where cancer will come up or has been come. And therefore, it's so important what we said with the intelligence cross and so on, keep the harmony in the brain, and because some doctors say the cancer starts, and the information for cancer starts to build up in the brain, and then it goes into the body. Among the scientists, there's always fight in this. I just repeat what is available in information. Everybody has to take it for itself. I from my side, I would be able to subscribe this.
Thank you for your expertise on this, truly.
Then we have Protect program, yeah, this is also, some people ask a lot, but we have to understand, no, also protection of influences which you don't want to have in your brain or enter your brain, because you need to protect your individuality and your individual thinking.
Right.
And also, we all know about the frequencies of the electromagnetic fields around us, which are not beneficial, in the opposite. We have to, who likes, we explained it last time, I think quite well, but we have to see that we create this independence of thinking and remain free in the mind, you know, and not influenced by outer forces.
Absolutely. Yes. It's part of the spiritual welfare. And I didn't want to say warfare, but staying well in our spirituality.
Yes. And we have, a lot of people don't know, but we have to, I repeat it again, the frequency of 5G, 6G, or whatsoever, these are frequencies of the cell communication of the body.
Yes.
And therefore, the body is always listening when we are among these frequency fields.
Right. And
then on top of these base frequency, you have a certain modulation with technical information. What is technical information? It's an email. It's a certain kind of programming or whatsoever. You can explain it, might be better, Aurora, because you talk about this in your sessions. Then the body tries to decipher, also to recognize the information, and he can't translate it, and therefore it's running, and all the other functions in the body are at this time not very efficient, and that makes us tired and exhausted. And therefore it's important at the same time, and this is our Protect program, it helps, it offers at the same time these biological frequencies in the same range, in the same high frequency range, where the other, let me say, non-life enhancing frequencies.
Exactly. Exactly.
And body will, when he can choose, he will automatically choose the natural program.
Yes.
And this is a big difference to those ones. Today I saw again an advertising again, that they say it builds a shield around you and so on. Right. It's not. This was yesterday. We don't need a shield anymore. We want to get the good frequencies from the sun, from the cosmos, and everything what is coming now down to earth. We should not shield ourselves. And therefore, it's important to say, with the Protect program, we exercise, we learn, it's bodybuilding for the cells to learn to differ. And this is what we said, it's evolutionary due now. It's the next step, because we didn't have this before in the past, these kind of frequencies surrounding us. Now we have it. We cannot hide, we cannot run away, but we have to learn, or our body has to learn to differ. And this is highly, this is also from the space program, because in the space, there are a lot of frequencies, and not all are negative, and some of them are needed for the life of the astronauts in space. They have other conditions, and there are not just bad frequencies, but they are all high frequencies and high oscillating movements, so they don't cut off the astronauts from all the frequencies. No, they don't do that. They change between the Protect and the Scan and Transfer program, alternating, and by this you have a certain kind of input, positive input from the Earth, and on the other hand you get the scanning and know, okay, where the body has to grow up to the challenge, which around.
That's actually what I love so much about EIBA Mac and your philosophy, is the sense that this is not about trying to build a box and then stay safe in the box, because I think that we are beyond that. Like at a certain point, I thought like I could just paint my house with EMF protective paint, and I could live inside of a Faraday cage, and I could wear these hats and sweaters and things to block out all the EMF. But at a certain point, it's all armor. It's like putting on a suit of armor, and you can't really walk around and live your life in that way. So this is a totally different approach that I feel is much more effective. And I really recognize and acknowledge it is the truth. We are having to evolve in response to these 5G frequencies, and our entire natural world has to evolve. So that's birds and pollinator insects and everything that has DNA, because these millimeter waves affect DNA. So we need to strengthen ourselves. And also, I love what you said, remain open to the positive frequencies that come to us from the earth and from the sun and the stars. Because if you live in a Faraday cage, then you don't get any positive frequency food either. So this is an amazing solution or response to this like incredible challenge that we face. Like no other generation has had to face this, but we are the people that have to do this. So we have to be strong.
Right. Very good. And especially in big offices, you know, in companies. And I like right now, there is a change also here in Germany that a lot of companies take care for health of their employees, because now specialized employees are rare, and they are they have a big potential, and they are needed, and so they start to pamper people. And now we have some companies who said, we buy one EIBA Mac for the company and a lot of emitters, and in the morning, each one takes its emitter, and the people hang a long day on the net and have to work and go out and have the mobile phone and everything. So they say this is a wonderful solution for healthcare in companies as well.
I love it. Anybody who's in human resources in your particular company, especially if it's probably 10 plus employees, please look into this. Please bring this to your managers and supervisors, because I think that this could be an amazing thing in terms of employee retention. And like Ines is saying, retaining specially trained employees, so that their work environment with all the frequencies is not going to destabilize their health or bring them down mentally, and they will continue to be happy and healthy and productive.
We have one small company also, she said the rate where people got sick went down dramatically. And also she found out that there were less mistakes done in the computer work, and people, they are just more happier, more motivated. And by the way, I forgot one thing to mention in the Harmony program. We put also the emitter, you don't need to put it always on your body. You can leave it in the room with the Harmony program. We talked about it last time. I just repeat it again, because we have the water, the humidity in the room. So if the structure in the room is nice, and we have here in our office a wonderful atmosphere, because in each room is a crystal, and we have a wonderful field, and so this is also important for meetings, for meetings between, let me say, when sometimes the certain kind of departments fight with each other.
Interdepartmental meetings, client progress meetings, especially if you're like, we're going to be late on this project, you better turn on the Harmony program immediately, so that our client will be smoothing everything over between client liaison, and probably so much more. Probably also sales. If a person is doing a sales presentation and putting on Harmony, then I'm certain that would make it more, the receiver would be much more open to learning about whatever is being presented. So I could see this helping people in their professional lives in so many ways.
Right. And really, I have to say, our engineers and in our company, in the production, they all wear it permanently.
I love it.
That's a good volume, you know. And some men, they put it in the pocket. Some have it here, but mainly men put it with the lilac bag in the pocket. And when we come there and we say everywhere, and we feel so wonderful, and the people start smiling, and we say, do you have the crystal? And they all say, no, of course we have the crystal.
Very nice. That's so cool. That's awesome.
Yeah, also we use it ourselves very intensively, also our team and our people, because we know what it does.
That says everything. Your team uses it and uses it on a daily, and that says everything about the quality and the effectiveness of what you are creating.
Yeah, and this now, as I say, since we have been working on it for 3 years already, you know, before now the last 2 years is we started to put that slowly up commercially. So now you see, when people have it all over the time and say they change with the function, you don't need to have all the function in one time. But the Protect program was not that much used 3 years ago. Nobody used that, you know, or they said, okay, we put that in, and the guy from the Mars 500, we made this, but there was not such a relation. But now they use the other programs, Vitality, Harmony, and all of that, and now they say, oh, we just mainly use the Protect program, you know. So in the company, because there are a lot of people come in communication, they have to have the new mobile phones and all of that, and so it's interesting how it shifts also. So you have a choose of 7 programs, and don't throw all together at once and say, oh, it's confusing. No, start slowly and get the body adapted, you know, and play a little bit. It's what I say, the playfulness is important.
I love that too. That's a big part of my philosophy in art and music and in spirituality, and to have the joyfulness and playfulness of self-expression and exploring the world. So I also really like that about this.
Yeah. Also, here we just to explain it again to the point, the program is designed in such a way that it continues to run, and the individual status comparison, that means as a measurement of the actual frequency status, takes place every 60 minutes, within 1 minute only. So you hear it when you have the beep tone on, you hear it makes beep, you know, then you can switch it off also. But I know when it peeps, I know then I shut my mouth, you know, and I'm just sitting for this 1 minute for a moment. You don't need to, but it's better for a moment. You just say, so now I want whatever is the protection takes optimally take place, measures everything, what's in each part of the body. Yeah, when you just shout to someone while you have the Protect measurement on, you know, so it will give another impact back, you know. It calms you, it might be in a certain way. So the point is, also I recommend, it's not necessary, but during this one scanning, when you hear the beep, just keep quiet for 1 minute, and then it compares what is on, how is your cell communication level, how is the voltage, you know, and if the voltage goes down to a certain level, then you get the energetical push, which is energetically based on your individual level. In this moment. This is very, very important.
It's very sophisticated what you have here. I mean, it's really incredible.
Yeah, also, and also what I say, when you are, also we had recently, we are in the hotel, and all over in the hotel was wireless LAN. Okay, you cannot go to the reception, say switch off the wireless LAN, you know. So what I did, I just put the crystal under the cushion. Yeah. And because it, also not or beside the cushion, or you can also leave it on you, and even during the night, if it is somewhere around you, that's enough. And we had the first night, I thought I work without the Protect program. I don't need it because normally my body is already well adapted. But I thought the second night, I thought, nah, so I wake up 2-3 times. I didn't feel bad, but I thought, let me try with the Protect program. Because in the hotel there are many, many people, and a lot of people didn't switch off the mobile phone overnight. So there was too much, you know, and I thought, no, I don't need. Next day we wanted to climb the hills, so I said I need full power. I had the chain in the night and had the Protect program, and this was wonderful. I had a deep sleep and great. Yeah. And then, you know, you can make alternations. One day you when you are longer in the hotel, one day you use it, one day you take it off, you know, that the body always try to set triggers, only triggers.
Yes. Beautiful. Well done.
We are not depending on anything. We just give the body from time to time an energetical push and check our system, and the body learns.
Yes. Beautiful philosophy.
Yeah, and what else? I think then so far, yeah. Okay, we said this. You can during the day when you are on public transport or whatsoever, where also a lot of interferences happen, you know, especially when you have even the train, you have on top the electrical, and then it's not easy. So use it on the wrist, on the wrist, and or here on the breastbone with the clip, and yeah, that works well. And also what it trains the feeling, you know, what I noticed during time, I really feel each cell of my, no, each cell is too much, also many cells of my body, when I feel it, I interact differently with my body. Wow. Because the connection is there, and somehow I feel, wow, here is something where I have to take care of, or here, wow, now the energy flows here very strongly off. It means I should not put my knees or my legs over another, you know. So you get a body feeling somehow with these frequency, they work, and with the water and everything, the body starts to transform itself, and you become more how to say, sensitive to your own body functions.
Yeah, I would call that greater body self-awareness, which is something that athletes and dancers try to cultivate, but it's for anyone to be able to sense, is your posture helping your body at this moment? Maybe your knees don't like it if you cross your legs in that way. Maybe we need to sit up straight, or whatever it is, or your tummy is talking to you and saying, don't bend over in that way. So yeah, it's greater body awareness, and then we become more of an ally in how we're caring for our body throughout the day, instead of stressing our bodies with the things that we do and how we hold ourselves and what the activities that we do.
Mm-hmm. Well said. Yeah, this is a funny picture of one of our fans. You know, she lives not far away from me, and she likes to go to disco. And she says I'm protected, and she either puts harmony or protection program. Good. And she likes it, and she said, wow, I feel wonderful and I have the full power, therefore I put her in. Good. And now yeah, the protect works for people, for animals, for plants. You see that, and for sleep disorders, restlessness, concentration problems in the school for the kids, you know, and also very well it helps for yeah, certain kind of vegetative disorders, and here we don't have too much experience yet, but we have some of the naturopaths who work with kids who have the low attention span, or they have certain kind of nervousness, and yeah, and they take drugs, also this Ritalin and all, you know, this kind of stuff which brings them down in the emotions. And so this protect program helped a lot to get the kids again into an own balance.
Yes, again, parents who might be struggling with their child having a diagnosis of ADHD or these attention span disorders, and you talk about the pharmaceutical solutions, but wouldn't it be amazing to be able to try this frequency-based, non-invasive, non-pharmaceutical solution first, and see if that can help regulate a child's nervous system, help them to be able to be calm and balanced and peaceful, and focus their mind without being dependent upon upon a prescription pill, possibly for their whole life, because it really does change the brain chemistry when you give children these prescriptions at a young age, that then they really do become reliant upon it throughout their life and into adulthood to be able to focus. How amazing would it be to either have the child wear a crystal or drink a particular glass of water or have some other just less invasive, more bodily supportive, fewer side effects, more sustainable in their life. I would love, if again, I don't have physical children, but if I were a parent, that is exactly the type of thing I would wish to do for my child's journey.
Yeah, I think this is really underestimated what we can do with the EIBA Mac for the kids. Also, I wish that a lot of parents recognize this opportunity and take it. And I think kids like it, and they feel that's their crystal. They feel it's good for them. They keep it. It's like a medallion or a kind of talisman, you know, a talisman.
Beautiful, beautiful description.
And kids have anyway the feeling about crystals and feel the livelihood of a crystal much more than adult might be.
I think they're very open to it. Children and horses and dogs and cats, I think they don't have the rational skepticism and other filters that make some adults be like, what is this thing? They're more open to it. And then when you feel the results, then it is just confirming of what you already knew in terms of the profundity of what you're experiencing or validity of what you're experiencing.
Right. Yeah, then I can Freigabe stoppen. Yeah, then I'm back again with you.
Good to see you again.
So far, if there are any questions, we can refer on it. And also what you said, when people want to write to you or to me, it would be wonderful. Then we also answer in one-to-one session, individual questions.
Yes. So actually, yes. So I had a couple of different questions that came in. I think you already did well on talking to us. One of them was about EU versus United States adapter plugs because the electricity is different. The other one was about extra crystals. And so you said that better for you to answer that. Well, not while this is being archived, but happy to answer that afterwards. And then there were also some questions about some specific body conditions that we could talk about now, or that we could answer in a Q&A after the recording, or because the person also wanted to remain anonymous, you could email them if you wanted to give them that.
But one thing I want to mention again, Aurora 100, that we checked it again. This is the code what you can get put in, and it works also several times. Also there was one, you know, technology, sometimes there was a problem, but it's already gone. Also when somebody wants to apply it for the EIBA Mac, for the complete EIBA Mac, not separately for the crystals, but for the EIBA Mac, it's as a package which consists of one crystal and the base station, and that is if he buys one or two, no problem, then he has twice or several times the discount. Yeah.
Right. So and of course I spoke about this in previous videos, but I haven't mentioned this here. I'm a proud affiliate and supporter and promoter of EIBA-Wellness. So yes, if you choose to purchase one of these devices from EIBA-Wellness, then you can use my affiliate link, and then it definitely benefits me. So full disclosure, and also I very, very rarely endorse or promote a particular product. So it takes a lot. There's a high standard for me to be able to do it. And that is why I'm incredibly impressed with Ines, her work, her company, and everything, their philosophy, their integrity, their customer service, everything about what they're doing. I think that they are amazing and that it's worth it, and positively quality of life improving for so many people, the potential to help so many people. So that is why I'm happy to be a part of this. So thank you for that. Thank you.
Thank you, because Aurora, you collected over the years very outstanding people.
I know.
And
I'm blessed.
I have seen that in your seminars, where I'm a student, a proud student to be there. And I have learned also a lot from you, and it's give and take, you know, each one has a specific field. And yeah, therefore I think especially for people in our range of awareness level, you know, the EIBA Mac is a fantastic tool.
Yeah. I agree completely. I'm so blessed to have such high quality individuals to be part of my classes and my webinars and my seminars and the dancing and artistry and music that I share. And that these are also people who I feel have already done a lot of their inner spiritual work, their inner development. They're already very sensitized. They already are well educated and know about the power of frequency and the way that it can affect our body and our mind and our spirit and their journey. So these are definitely amazing people, and who might be very open to being able to even level up more with the help of something like this. Because I also feel like we live in this challenging time. Use whatever tools can help a person in their spiritual attainment, in their athletic attainment, in their healing of their body, and in taking care of their family, and in even serving their community in different ways. So just that I'm recognize and acknowledge the contributions that you make, and very, very happy to be, let's say, an educator and an informer for people that of what this is and how it can help them in their life, help them level up.